Well, this is Baruch Flashman here. I'm at the Tikkun Elevator Kolo. We've got a few minutes, and I want to go through the Zohar for the morning Zohar here. And so, what we're looking at here is the Zohar. It is a pirush which is called the Matok Midrash, sweeter than honey. And in truth, it is. Matok Midrash is a pirush on the Zohar. It's a running commentary on the Zohar. It allows us to translate the words and understand some of the deeper ideas, and he also brings in the Uriah Kodesh. So this is written by a man by the name of Rabbi Daniel Frisch, who is what we would call a Satmar Chassid. That's what I would call, from the area that he came from. He was a Hungarian Chassid who survived the Holocaust. There are books written about his survival. Exactly, it's really very, very miraculous that he somehow survived the war, and then after that, when he was dying of typhus, he somehow managed to revive himself through miraculous means, really. And he devoted his life there to coming over here and really learning everything he possibly could about Rebbe Shimon Bar Yochai, about the person that is the Uriah Kodesh who explains Rebbe Shimon. Let's get over here and take a look a little bit as quickly as we can. It says, Rochel Olidas Trade Tzadikim B'Halchi Yischazek. So this is what we learned yesterday. Rochel Olidas Shnei Tzadikim B'Kach Rawi Lo. And this was fitting for her. She needed to do that. Wadaha Shmita Bein Trade Tzadiki Yasfa Alma. He says, Hare Malchus, Hanikra Shmita, which is called by the name Shmita. Yosheves Bein Shnei Tzadikim La'olam. She always resides between two tzadikim. Dechsiv Tzadikim Yirshu Aretz, because the tzadikim pirish. Beis Tzadikim Yorshim Es Malchus. There are two tzaddikim who inherit from Malchus Hanikros Eretz. Behei Elohim Beis Tzaddikim. These are the two tzaddikim. He says, now what are they? Tzaddik La'ela. Yesod Shel Zer Anpin. Remember, Zer Anpin, looking here right now, his ninth sphira is called Yesod. The Yesod is actually the pool in which all the Shefa Bracha that come from all of the other spheros and all dimensions beyond, reaching back to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. He says all of this is coming into the Yesod of Zer Anpin. Yesod Shel Zer Anpin Shalomalo, and it has a name. It's called Yosef. So using this, you can understand a lot about Yosef HaTzadik, what he's trying to say. The word Tzadik refers to Yesod, and Yosef is the man who kept his bris. But Tzadik the Sata, the Binyamin, he has a brother. That's Rachel's Rachel Imenu's other child is Binyamin. Who is he? Who's a tzaddik lamata? He's a different tzaddik. Who's so haku rucha? And how do you understand the tzaddik lamata? Well, it's the secret of a ruach, the shavik bo zer anpin, that zer anpin deposited within the yesod of Malchus at the time of their first union. It's a spirit that remains there even when the union breaks. Yesod Malchus b'yichud the Rishon, for the first time they made a yichud. Now it gets a little more complicated as he explains it out. We're talking about the lowest level of light of Malchus. Shehikara b'yesod, that the actual root of this Malchus is in her Yesod. That is, there's a connection now we're talking about between the Yesod of Zer Anpin and the Yesod of Malchus. A mispashetis b'kol gufa, and it spreads throughout her whole entire body. So now this ruach, that the original Zer Anpin, so how he makes this connection, not 100% clear to me. But he said haruach hu harosh. This is the head, hamamuna, which is appointed ala tzadikim sheba'olam haza, on these tzadikim in this world. She'alo man, that they should bring up their prayers of Yedei Torah and Avodah of the mitzvahs of Masim Tovim. So this is the Yesod of the Nukva, has within her this potential to develop man through Torah study, etc. So the man that actually is coming out as a result of this original ruach, he's saying, is tied together with this. He says that this man is coming out, and therefore she adorns herself with all of this desire to be able to communicate and be didavik with their creator. She adorns herself with that. This builds Malchus. V'amar ki tzadik le'ela b'bnei nagda mayim Elohim. Mara Yesod shall zer anpin. So the Yesod is zer anpin. Shalamala b'manu, which is up above him, which is up above her. I think it means them shachim v'yardim amayim el yonim the Malchus b'Yesod man. B'Yesod man. One of the functions, or the function of the Yesod of zer anpin, is to bring down Mayim Elyonim, which we talked about before, the Malchus B'Sod Mayim Dofer. That's all the Shefa from up above. Tzadik V'Sata. What about the Tzadik, which represents the Yesod of Malchus? Shehu Sod Ben Yamin. Shehu B'chinas Harucha. Remember, this is the phrase. Harucha should be Yesod the Nukva. So it's a Ruach that's inside of the Yesod of the Nukva. Minei Nava Nukva B'Mayim L'Gabi D'Chura G'Tiuvta. B'Diuvta Shalim. Translation. Al Yado, through it, Novaz, flows, Ma'ala Hanukva Man Zer Anpin, because it's from her Yesod. Yesod is the seat of her desire. Her desire is what? To bring up Mayim Nukfin. That is all the prayers, all the things she needs, all the desires of the world, that is of a universe that is lacking everything. Man Zer Anpin, and she's able to bring this up with a complete desire. Harishi the Malchus Tzadik B'Sitra Da, but Tzadik B'Sitra Da, so therefore Malchus has a tzaddikim up above and down below. Tzadik B'Tzad Ma'ala Shehu Yosef B'chinas Yesod Zer Anpin, but Tzadik B'Tzad Mata Shehu Ben Yamin, which is the Yesod of Hachu Rucha, the Ruach that came for the first Yichud that was deposited by Zer Anpin, his Yesod, into the Yesod of the Nukva. This is the seed of the desire to be able to communicate with B'Davik. So we're learning about Rabbi Memran earlier, he's talking about the vagans. Well, here he's in the Zohar saying this is the seed of where the desire comes from. Where? From the Yesod of the female aspect of reality. Now, not easy. He commented the Chur of the Ela Yosef ben Train Nokvek. Kamosha Zer Anpin Lamala Yosef ben Shtei the Kavos ben Bina Ula Malchus. Remember, you have the concept Yud K Vav K as a ladder. And so the Vav is in between two Ks. Ratzon Zer Anpin Mekabel Bebina. What it is Zer Anpin received from Bina Mamashpil Lamal. Hochi Nami Nukva Desata Yasva Ben Trei Tzadik. You see the same thing here. Kamo Kain HaNukva Zer Anpin, that is Malchus. The Mata Yoshevis Ben Shnei Tzadikim. Where is Malchus? Down below, she dwells between two Tzadikim, Shem, Sod, Yosef, and Binyamin, which is the secret of these two sons of Rachel, Yosef and Binyamin. Ritzon Loma Shem Mekabelas Miyisod Zer Anpin as Tipos Hamad. So Tipos Hamad means Mad Mayim Dochret. So the concept in Zohar, or in Kabbalah in general, is that the male aspect flows from the top to the bottom, and the female aspect flows from the bottom to the top. The bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, is really this what we're talking about here. This is the engine that's driving everything, because it produces mayim nukvin. That's the flow from the bottom to the top. That's our desires, our needs. It is answered by mayim duchrin. So therefore, which is coming from Zer Anpin. So you have a male and a female aspect. He brings up the man of tzaddikim. They're praying for us. Yosef and Binyamin train tzaddikim in him. So there you see how they are two tzaddikim. Yosef and Binyamin shneichen nikraim tzaddikim. So therefore, they're both tzaddikim now. Yosef Zohar lemehered tzaddik le'eda begin to not So what does he say? How is it that Yosef got to be the tzaddik la'ela? Yosef Zohar lechiyot tzaddik l'mala. He earned that. The Fisher Shamer es os bris kodesh, because he was able to guard his bris. Va'amad b'nisayon be'eshes Potiphar, and he stood before Potiphar, the wife of Potiphar, and handled it. Because this is how he was able to make a connection into this spiritual domain, which is called the Yesod of Zer Anpin, which must remain pure, Lamala Men Rachel Imo, and it's up above his mother, Rachel. That's where it is in spiritual space. Binyamin hu tzadik the tzadik. Binyamin is the tzadik down below. Binyamin hu tzadik the mata. Mechatam shemefarish the command, as we will explain later on. We get to it, God willing. Les Adra Shmita Ben Trade Tzadiki. So he says, what? Kadesh Tisater, crown, glorify, adorn. Hamalchus Yesod Hashmita, which is the side of the 7th year of rest, right? Bein Shnei Tzadikim, and she rests between these two tzaddikim. Now, I said, what do you mean? Behind Bein Yosef Tzadik and Ben Yamin Tzadik, between these two tzaddikim. If he said Pirusha Pasuk, Tzadikim Yersha Armet. So therefore, that's why we have this pasuk that the tzaddikim will inherit the earth. Pirush. Hatzadik de La'ela, Yorish es Haman, Shema'ala lo Hamalchus. So what does the Tzadik La'ela, which is the Yesod of Zer Anpin, what does it receive? It is the original recipient of the Mayim Nukvin that's coming up from Malchus. The Tzadik de Sata, Yorish es Hashevesh Shemakabelas Hamalchus. So therefore, when the Mayim Duchrin comes back down and the blessings start to come, this also comes back down to Yorish as Sheva Shemakabelas Malchus, because the Yesod of Ima, or excuse me, the Yesod of Malchus is part of Malchus. And this coming into Malchus, this is the generation, the place where all of the desire to cling to Hashem and to bring up my milking comes from. That's it. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator, Kolel. This is Morning Zohar.